Good morning everybody. So today I'm going to be fitting a set of slash cut stainless steel 2-to-2 pipes which I got from WeBike in Japan. They arrived this week and I'm going to put them on the xv250 Virago out the front. Hopefully it won't be too tricky. All the nuts and bolts will come off where they should do and we should be able to squeeze these ones on. And you can see what they sound like before and after. So one of the nice things about these pipes, as well as them being stainless steel, which the original ones weren't, is that the other side of them they've got this little bolt. Basically it's a hex bolt. You remove that and the baffles from inside can be slid out so that you can have a complete straight through and put them back in when you want to. In comparison to the Yamaha system that comes with the bike, it's a lot cheaper. These worked out to about £200 in total, which is a lot cheaper than the original Yamaha ones if they're original Yami parts. So looking forward to hearing what they sound like with and without the baffles. Okay, so this is my Virago. It's a 250. As you can see at the moment it has stock pipes. These were actually replacements for the originals because the originals were rusted out. I think I bought these on eBay and they were a couple £100 at the time, not original Yami parts. The problem that they have with these is that the rear pipe, which connects at the back of the cylinder there, this isn't actually real, this is just a fake, which connects into the cone of the muffler, which again is not connected from this point. So what you've got underneath is a back box, you can't see it because the light's bad, and then there's a small pipe that runs all the way down through the back and into the 2-to-1 box at the back there. Now the trouble is it's made from crappy metal, it's not stainless steel, and I live in England so it rains all the time and it just rusts out. And currently at the moment underneath I have a hole blowing from this small pipe which joins into the mixer. That's where it joins the 2-to-1 system. Okay, and that hole is blowing like a tank at the moment, blatting away. So what I'm doing is I'm going to replace it with the stainless steel pipes, which are a 2-to-2, so they go straight from the cylinder straight out. I've already removed the bolt, which is just behind the foot peg, and also the front screws which just go in here. Okay, I'm now going to I've removed 2 screws off of the fake pipe, so I'm going to pull that one out of the way in a moment. It's a little bit of a squeeze. Okay, and then I'm going to get to the screws which are 10mm nuts on the back of the cylinder, which connects the pipe that goes through the bodywork down to that 2-to-1 system, and then I can remove the old pipes and start laying in the new ones. So far the front ones have come off easy, we haven't got to the back ones yet, but we'll see. Just in case some of you are interested, the things I've got on my bike, obviously remove the pods. I've got a filter on there just sticking out, which is great when it rains because it gets wet. Thanks England. Just got some reconditioned caps I've done sprayed up. The paintwork is the same as it was originally, not had a chance to get around to that yet. Taking away the old mirrors, just put some end mirrors on. So then we've got a sprung seat here, which is kind of in prototype phase. I'm still building it myself, so it's a bit ragged around the edges, but it's comfy now. With these new springs they actually do move, give you a bit of movement to keep the bumps off your bum, because as you can see it's a hardtail. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's a bobber build, it's a bobber build. Well, it's not a bob build because it has a full real fender. If it was a bobber it would have a bobbed fender. So yeah, that's how I'm running. It's a hardtail setup. These are custom made by my cousin Aid Lewis. He did these for me. Nice and strong. As you can see it's dropped the rear end right over the wheel, and there's not a lot of room for your hand. In fact, I've been having a think about this, and I think this might be the cause of my indicators not working, because I think I might have had some friction on the indicator wires. So we're going to have to take a look at those at some point, but nothing too difficult with that. So yeah, I like it. I ride it every day. Don't do many miles on it, but it's alright when it starts. As you can see, I've got it plugged in charging at the moment, because it does have a bit of a power drain as these things sometimes do. So when you come to start it in an emergency, it will always need a bump start, but never mind. Okay, so removing this fake pipe from the Virago, you've got two 13mm nuts which secure it, or 13mm bolts, sorry, which secure it to the bodywork, just in there. Yep. You've got an earth wire there. This one was stuck quite firmly in the fins behind the cylinder, so what I had to do is just give it a quick tap with the mallet just to loosen it up, and as you can see where it's connected to the muffler, it just folds away, and with a couple of wiggles it should pop out. Now the reason why it pops out so easily on mine is because I never put the retaining bolt back in, because it's held in place quite firmly anyway and it wasn't making any knocking noises. So that will now be cleaned up and sold on to anyone that might require it, or put as a spare for the future. And now you can see in behind the cylinder we have the manifold, and we've got this 10mm nut, and I believe there's one on the other side as well, which is, looking at it, neatly hidden behind the ignition switch, so I may need to remove that to get access, but we'll have a look. Okay, so removing the rear manifold bolts a little bit trickier, because you have to remove the ignition system, and I didn't have any star keys that gave me enough torque to remove those, so I've gone and had them loosened off, and I'm now just going to remove those with this star key set, which will allow me to get access to that last nut just there to get that one undone. Okay, so give me a minute and we'll have that one out. Okay, so the ignition is out of the way, and now you can see the last bolt or nut that I've got to remove. Is 10mm, and I'm hoping it'll come off nice and easily when I get the, yes it does, amazing. Okay, so I'm going to remove that very gently, and then we're going to remove the pipes all together. Okay, underneath the pipes, which are now hot because I've had to ride it to go and get this screw undone, you see there's a Jubilee clip there. I'm going to remove that so I can disconnect this small pipe from the mixing 2-to-1 system. Okay, and then I'm going to pull it all away. Should be good. Right, as you can see the pipes are out of the way now, and I've removed the rear manifold and pipe and put in a new ring washer there, ready for the new manifold to go on, and gasket. The front pipe, however, although the nuts are off, it seems to be a little bit seized. As you can see, the old exhaust is still attached, though rotated slightly. It's not just sliding straight off, which makes me think we're rusted on to the exhaust, which is a bit difficult, so we may have to do some cutting to remove that. Here is the rear pipe, so I'm going to have just a try up to see what it looks like when I place it up against the manifold, and just position it, and then I'm going to set to work on removing this front one. Okay, so the rear cylinder pipe is now in position. In the pack they give you this little nut here, which is a lot shorter than the original. As you can see at the back, it's quite a long cylinder nut there. Well, not a cylinder, but oblong, you know, longer. Basically, with a longer nut, it would push up against the pipe and you wouldn't be able to get it in position. So they've given you the correct ones to fit that, which is quite clever of them. It's good that it's in the pack. I found it easier to put the gasket in from the other side, if you're doing this for yourself. The little metal gasket goes in, sits neatly in the hole, and then you can line up the locking plate. Now, locking plate I adjusted from the other side as well, because there's just a bit more room without the ignition system there. You can see right through. As you can see, it looks quite nice. We just need to sort this mess out now, so 1 second. I just wanted to show you the pipe that came out from the rear cylinder. You can see the massive hole that's in it, and the fact that the metal's completely degraded. There was a nut here, but it's completely rusted apart and changed shape, and you can almost break it off with your fingers. It's gone that bad. I had a bit of trouble with the front collar. The little collar that was on the front pipe actually had to be drilled to get the studs removed because they'd seized themselves in. That shouldn't be a problem on the new one now. The other thing I've got here to show you is the baffles. So these are the removable baffles from the new stainless steel pipe. As you can see, there's a little like mesh in there. Really easy to take off and put back in. just slide them in and then line the hole up with the hex bolt there, so you can have quiet and loud. At the moment, for the first ride, I took it out and I made it loud. I will make a little video of the volume for you. Okay, so a bit windy now, sorry for the audio. As you can see, the pipes are now on, neatly fitted, back cylinder and front cylinder. Had a bit of trouble getting the bolts and the colic to remove itself from the bike. They'd actually like welded together. I had to drill them out in the end to remove them. Local garage gave me a hand with that, so thank you very much to Anderson and Walls for giving me the bit of time to get that sorted. As you can see, they look very neat, and I will do a sound test for you as well. I've actually removed the baffles, which are very simple to get in and out. It's just one screw, which is found underneath, and they just slide in and out. Very simple. As you can see, they're really nicely made. The sound on them is fantastic, very loud, so I'm not going to do it outside of my house because the neighbours will not appreciate it. I'm going to do it outside of my work instead. So, to the work. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick sound test with baffles out a moment, only short blast just to hear it tick over. Let's give it a start up.